Hey, FitLovers.
Hey, FitLovers.
And welcome to another episode of Garage Talk. Today is part 2 of a 5-week series that we're doing, 5 ways to achieve a successful relationship. Last week, we talked about loving yourself. On this week's episode, we'll be talking about communication and how it can help you achieve a successful relationship.
Ooh, this is going to be good.
This is Garage Talk. So one of the most important ways to having a successful relationship is through healthy communication. So today we'll be giving you guys a few tips on communication and how to build successful communication between the two of you. So one of the most important ways of having good communication in a relationship is to engage in active listening. Active listening is basically when you show the other person through the use of verbal and nonverbal feedback that they actually have your attention, that you're listening to them.
Kind of like what I'm doing right now, right?
A lot of times we think we're listening to the other person, but what we're really doing is actually waiting for the other person to stop talking so that we can say what we're going to say.
Yeah, basically.
You know, that's not the same as listening. It's basically you're kind of listening and kind of thinking about what you want to say, and then when they stop talking, then you want to say what you have to say. It's not the same as active listening.
All right, babe. Well, give me some examples of active listening.
Okay. Active listening involves being patiently silent, not interrupting the other person, smiling, eye contact, the occasional head nod, or some other nonverbal or verbal gesture that lets the other person know that they have your attention.
Okay, so what's a verbal gesture?
Some verbal cues are basically repeating or summarizing, reiterating what the person has just said. There's no question that you're listening to them because you just repeated back what they just said or summarized it. Asking for clarification is another good way to show the other person that you're listening and trying to understand their point of view. If they generally feel you're listening to them, they're going to be much, much more open to listen to what you have to say also.
I agree, baby. Another way of having good communication in a relationship is to focus on the present. It's very important to stick to the issue at hand. When you're emotionally charged, you just start bringing everything that has nothing to do with the situation into the discussion. But it's really important to just focus on what it is that we're talking about so we can get that settled. Bringing up other issues like that is a for sure way to make the argument way bigger than it really needs to be. Another thing that's very important is to not bring up the past. If your significant other has made a mistake in the past, which we all do because we're human, and they've already fixed that mistake, it's really important not to keep bringing it up and bringing it into the present, because that creates so many issues in relationships.
Yeah, a problem or a conflict that could possibly last 30 minutes, you're extending out to possibly last days at that point. So, moral of the story, stay focused on the present.
Boom.
Take a time out. Sometimes things just get too hot and a cool down period is needed. There's nothing wrong with you guys going your separate ways for a while until things clear off and you guys are both able to think clearly again. I mentioned in a previous episode that when I get upset, I like to be left alone for a while.
Yeah, he does.
Too many emotions are flying, and attempting to continue the conversation by one person or the other after things have gotten that hot, it's just going to make the problem bigger. Sometimes it's best you just go your separate ways for a while, come back and deal with the issue and let cooler heads prevail.
All right, peace out. Another way to have effective communication is by being accountable. When Ramsey and I get into it, which is not that often at all, we make sure that we take accountability for when we've upset each other or when we've wronged each other. Getting defensive, interrupting your significant other, or pointing out their shortcomings instead of listening and taking accountability can only make matters worse. So own up to your mistakes and be accountable. Trust me, it will make your relationship run a lot smoother.
Well, folks, that wraps it up for today's show. Tune in next Tuesday for part 3, where we'll be talking about trust and how it is essential to achieving success in a relationship. Feel free to comment below, and if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to turn your notifications on so you'll be notified first when we release new episodes. Thanks again, FitLovers.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Peace.